Funny Jack. Once upon a time, long, long ago, there lived a poor widow and her only son Jack. Now Jack was a good boy, but his mind was always on play instead of doing his work and helping his mother. Jack was a thoughtless lad, but funny for all that. Jack will never be of any use in the world, said the villagers. And was he of use? Well, just you wait and hear. It was a fine day in spring, and Jack, who should have been at home digging the garden, was off playing in the lanes and fields. And whom should he meet but a kind farmer who gave Jack a penny? Jack started for home as fast as he could to go with the penny held tight in his hand. Look, Mother, what I've brought you, he shouted as soon as he came to the garden gate. But oh, when Jack opened his hand, there was no penny. How would you bring home your penny, son? Asked Jack's mother. So in my hand, said Jack. Ugh, that was where you were wrong, said his mother. When you bring home a bit of money like that, you should carry it in your pocket. All right, Mother, Jack said. I'll remember that. As soon as that Jack was again out in the lane, and whom should he meet up a pretty dairymaid. And she, seeing Jack was pretty merry, good-looking boy, gave him a nice round cheese from her basket to take home to his mother. Carry it carefully, lad, for it is fresh, said she. I will, and thank you kindly, said Jack, and remembering a part of what his mother had told him, he stuffed a cheese tight down his pocket and started home. The day was warm and Jack played a bit on the way. When he reached home, where was the cheese? What is this you have done to your fine clean clothes, son? Asked his mother, looking at the melted cheese running down Jack even to his toes. I brought you a nice fresh cheese, Mother, said Jack. Dear me, Jack, said his mother. Don't you know that when you bring home a freshly made cheese, you should stand it on your head and hurry it right home? All right, Mother, said Jack. I'll remember that. Soon after that, Jack met same pretty dairymaid who had given him cheese, and liking his nice manner of speaking, gave him a jug of creamy milk. Carry it carefully, lad, she said, for it is brimming full. I will, and thank you kindly, said Jack. He thought of what his mother had told him, but not all. So he set a jug of milk upon his head, and off he ran home. The jug tipped and rolled about, and the milk poured down Jack's neck and into his ears, and there was scarcely a drop left in the jug. When he reached home, and the milk had spilled out and was all on himself. What have you done to yourself now? Asked his mother. I brought you a jug of rich, creamy milk, Mother, said Jack. Dear me, Jack, said his mother. Don't you know what you have? When you bring home a jug of milk, you should come slowly with the jug held tightly in two hands about the neck of it. All right, Mother. I'll remember that. Jack went for a walk shortly after that, and he found a little gray cat near a barn. She will grow a fine mouser. He thought, I'll take her home to mother. So Jack remembered what his mother had told him, but not all. He gripped the cat by her neck and holding her. So he went slowly home. But oh, when he got there, the cat was dead. Poor pussy, said his mother. Why did you bring home a dead cat, son? To catch mice. She was alive when I started. Dear me. What? You no wits, asked his mother. Well, nigh out of the patience with Jack. Do you not know what you should tie a string around and Do you not know that you should tie a string to an animal and lead it gently behind you along the road? All right, Mother, said Jack. I remember that. A few days later, Jack went to the market, and the butcher, knowing his mother was a poor widow, gave Jack a leg of mutton. It will make a tasty pot full, he said. Take it home carefully. I will, said Jack, and thank you kindly. So, what did Jack do but tie a string around to a leg of a mutton and drag it home slowly to the road behind him? When he got home, there was nothing left but the bone. What is this, son? Asked his mother. A leg of a mutton I bought you, replied Jack. Now I know you have been no wit, said his mother, looking at the dusty bone and the string. Don't you know that the way you bring home a fine piece of meat like that is on your shoulder? All right, Mother, said Jack. I remember that. One day, not long after that, Jack was made a present of a little donkey. Two of a kind, said the man who gave him a donkey. The very thing for Mother, said Jack. I'll make her a small cart, and then this donkey will draw her to church on Sunday. He felt very much pleased with himself. Take it home carefully, said the man, knowing how the donkey could kick. I will, said Jack, and thank you kindly. And with that, what did he do but lift the donkey upon his shoulders? This was more than a donkey could stand. He began to bray and kick and bray. He was a hard load, but Jack, thinking he was doing his mother's biting, went on, and the farther he went, the more the donkey kicked. It happened that there was a sad little princess living in the castle just beyond the village. Never had she been able to speak, and no one could tell her why or what ailed her. The king, her father, had sent to the farthest ends of the country for doctors, and they all said the same thing, that they couldn't help the princess in spite of the half of his wealth the king offered her for her cure. There she sat in the high window, looking out at the flowery lanes, the sunshine, and the birds, and not saying a word, or smiling at least, until she saw Funny Jack coming along with the donkey on his back. Then, how the poor little princess laughed and she couldn't stop talking as she pointed at the funny sight and called all her ladies to see Jack too. "Who is she talking about?" asked the king. "No matter who he is, bring him in, and I will give him a half of my riches." So Jack and his donkey were brought into the castle, and Jack was made rich and important. "I'll carry this gold home to mother," he told the king. "No, you had better let me," said the princess, which was really the safer way. The end.